Hey guys, Dusty over here at High Tech. Just want to go over one of the solutions we've developed for the Sprinter chassis. So this basically applies from 2007 to about 2018 during the 906 chassis era. So there's two different types of ignition switches. They both look the same. However, there's like a late model and an early model ignition switch. So the symptom is when the customer has the key, they go to insert the key and turn it, and nothing happens. The key doesn't turn, no dash lights, no steering lock retracting, nothing like that. And so that's what we have here. We have the ignition switch, we have the customer's keys for the van, and they also basically remove the tamper-proof bolts and remove the steering lock, so we could test that as well on bench just to confirm where the issue lies. So majority of the time, it could be coming from multiple different areas. It could be the key itself has an issue, it could be the ignition switch, or a steering lock failure. Majority of the time when we see something like this fail, the failure is because of low battery voltage, which can do one of two things. It can cause the steering lock to fail in a awkward position so that it itself will then stop working, and or the data inside the ignition switch itself and can get corrupted and prevent the key from turning. So when we receive these things in, it's in multiple scenarios. Sometimes customers will try to take it upon themselves to think that it's a factory, the lock is broken inside that's preventing it from turning, and so they will go in there and remove all the mechanisms to allow the key to turn. However, that does actually nothing in this situation, actually makes things worse. So when we receive these units, we usually have at that point to do two repairs. A, to undo what was done during the attempt to get the key to turn, and B, fix the real issue. So I just want to go over the common ways to be able to test this. So here's a better up-close example of it. So typically, when you can see right here, we have a coil tester, just so we can see if the coil is being excited or not. There's a micro switch, basically, when you insert the key, that tells the ignition switch that it is seen. So when you insert the key, typically when we have, what's most common is the data gets scrambled from low battery voltage. When you insert the key, you actually will not see any kind of coil being powered up. The coil itself will remain inactive, and you won't see anything from that. If you had a coil tester like this or anything like that, you would not see it trying to read the key. So that is one of the most common scenarios. And then if you look at the information via the live data, you'll also have something that will confirm that. So let's readjust, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about on the live data stream. So if you have access to either DOS or a tool that supports any kind of like live data features for Mercedes Sprinter van, a lot of the tools out there will support this. So this is kind of what we're looking for. So if you go into the live data stream, we want to check the basics, which is we can go into terminals and check to see if the key is actually being seen when it's inserted. If you look at the very top, it says actual values no. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the key, and you'll see that change to yes. So even if the data is scrambled, you will see this actual value change. So showing you that at least the switch that recognizes that the key is inserted is working correctly. So that is a good sign. And if it's seeing it's inserted and it's not powering up the key, that is leading towards scrambled information. So the second test that we like to do is we'll go into here where it says key or key track, and we will go in there and try to read the key information. And if you actually look, let me see if I can move this over here, you can see that the coil is now powered up. So typically when we go into this section, you'll see it try to physically read the key. And when the information is scrambled, you will actually see this information just say no. So the number of transponder keys, that just shows you how many keys are actually programmed in the memory of the ignition switch. And then these last 4 is just check and see, like, hey, does it see a transponder that's designed to work with the system? Yes, right? Is it valid? Can it read it? Is it learned? All these things. So typically, if the information is damaged in any way, this will remain saying no. Even if it's the key for the car or another key for a Sprinter, at least it can be able to read the information, at least give you one yes, if anything. So this is the typical thing that we see. If you see this says all no's, you can actually see that the key is being read via like a coil tester on the ignition switch itself. That basically is a pretty much identifier that the information on the ignition switch is damaged and needs to be repaired. So this is just after the fact. Like I said, we're confirming everything is working on bench. This is was sent in for repair. We've completed the repair. We can see the steering lock's retracting. Everything is working as normal. This is basically a normally functioning ignition switch. You can see how fast it reads the transponder and the key. It's just a quick flash, and then it allows it to complete the process, allowing the key to turn and things like that. So if this is a service you think you need, please contact us with the information linked below in the video. And hopefully this is helpful to you to be able to kind of narrow down the issues involved. In the event that you have all of these things are testing out okay, it's possible that the actual steering lock itself has gone bad. That is also a common issue as well. So we do provide emulators in that case, or if you wanted to go brand new from the dealer, we can actually order those as well. Either way, we have a solution in the event that it is a steering lock failure and not a key or an ignition switch issue itself. So let us know. We'd be happy to help, and we will go from there. Thanks, guys. Take care.